I'm breathing underwater, I'm weightless through space. I'm soaring like an eagle all over this place. Creatures most will never see are waiting there to look at me, and all I gotta do is breathe underwater.
Based on the establishing shots, we're somewhere in Chinatown. Which city's Chinatown is anybody's guess, because they're not going to tell us until we've already left. And this part of Chinatown doesn't look all that pleasant anyway, so maybe we don't want to know.
Not a very good fit. One must be thankful for small favors, mustn't one?
Favors like being allowed to see one of those things from the inside without being dead first. That's Anton Koslow. He was a high-ranking official in the Soviet Union, and he's decided to defect to the West. We can't wait to get our hands on all those lovely secrets locked inside his head. The young lady with him is Anna. She's someone special to him, but their relationship is a little fuzzy. The IMDb write-up assumes she's his daughter, but nobody actually calls her that, and the way she consistently calls Anton by his first name leaves me with questions.
Something might have gone wrong. Perhaps we should start out on our own.
And go where? Since we're seeing the defection on this show, we assume your next stop is a submarine. Do you know how to drive one?
No. I have made it repeatedly clear that I will put myself into the hands of no one but Admiral Nelson himself. There is absolutely no one else I will trust.
He's not worried. He doesn't need to be. She's doing enough fretting for both of them. Admiral Nelson is here. It's all arranged. There's a place not far from here where they'll rendezvous with the Seaview and get them both safely on their way to the good old USA.
You come with us, Mr. Irving. We'll meet at the cove.
I'm not sure why, but they load Koslow onto the back of a flatbed truck and head out, with the others on foot, watching it go. Funny how Anna managed to duck into a convenient open door, wasn't it? Koslow is alive but seriously hurt, and they can't find Anna. There's nothing for it but to get to the boat and see to our man's wounds.
Circuits 7Z3. Code number 4362 Alpha. Urgent. Please advise. Repeat, urgent, please advise. Koslow badly wounded and escaped from Jakarta.
As I said, nobody was interested in telling us where we were until we weren't there anymore. A bunch of suits in D.C. will give them the answer.
But is it tight? You can't risk having Koslow die without telling everything he has to tell. They're flying out an expert to rendezvous with us and make the trip back. Debriefing Koslow en route. He should be here by morning.
It's pretty obvious the Soviets have penetrated security surrounding this guy, so is adding another unknown person to the mix really a good idea? But his is not the reason why. This is why those guys are suits in Washington, and he's just an admiral on a boat. Who's this guy and how'd he get aboard? The way he's making short work of our crew, I have a feeling he's up to no good.
Very impressive, Victor. Vasilov is dead. You snapped his back.
He's not on the Seaview. That's a mock-up they built to train this guy for his real mission. His name is Victor Vale, and he's one of the Soviets' top spies.
Are you the perfect pupil? Or is it that I'm the perfect teacher?
Well, I suppose...
Doesn't matter.
What is important is that now we have need for your very special talents. How about this man, Koslow?
If you watched my retrospectives on the time tunnel, you might recognize Roubidou, the vicious French commandant of Devil's Island. Oscar Barreggi Jr. was more or less born into acting. His dad was a well-known actor in their native Hungary. And yet, the acting bug wouldn't give him a good solid bite until he was 40. Unlike a lot of aspiring actors who come to the U.S., he headed straight for television and didn't bother trying to break into movies. It was a smart move that gave him a solid career for the rest of his life. He frequently played tough villains like this, so as you might expect, in real life he was pretty much of a big teddy bear. He raised dogs and enjoyed his family, and he could also do comedy. One of his best-known roles was as Lisa's father in multiple episodes of Green Acres, and we saw him once in Batman. Despite being the size of a Buick, he could make us laugh just as quickly as he could make us cringe. Today, he's a Russian general making full use of those buggy eyes and that wicked grin.
Excuse me, do you have a light?
The man is Mr. Parker, our expert. That's their signal to recognize each other. It's a good thing our Soviet spy knew about it.
Care for some music?
Sure, why not?
Note to self, don't buy that model of car. The radio does not work right.
Easy does it. Aren't you a little off course, mister?
Not if the sea view's up ahead.
What makes you think it is? We're glad to see you, Mr. Parker.
Our defector has tons of information about the Soviet spy network in Eastern Asia. They send an expert, but for reasons I can't possibly fathom, a picture ID is not required. It's no wonder the Soviets seem to know most of this stuff even before the defectors do.
Send this. Top priority scramble message. Code number 729, Beta.
If that's going to Washington, tell them I've been aboard for over an hour now. And I've yet to start my debriefing of Koslow.
Include Mr. Parker's remarks.
But if you're going to do that, include a line explaining that the reason he hasn't been able to debrief Koslow is because Koslow is still unconscious. There's not much anybody can do about that, but he doesn't see it that way. What he expects the doctor to do isn't clear, but the fake Mr. Parker spends a lot of time whining about it. Meanwhile, Koslow woke up for a bit, and he does have something to say.
Admiral Nelson, they just told me. Anna is not aboard the sea view.
It couldn't be helped.
We were separated during the attack.
But you promised. You promised us both safe passage aboard the sea view.
He says, you get nothing out of me until you go back and get her. He's adamant, and he doesn't care if he dies without giving them anything. No Anna, no information. They'll go back. He said they have a safe house, and that's where she'll be. But all Nelson finds there is a guy with a knife. Our man is only too happy to tell him where the girl is when he finds the knife at his own neck. Nelson knocks him out, ties him up, and heads to the place.
It's Nelson.
Anton, is he all right?
He's aboard the sea view, badly wounded. He won't leave without you.
How did you find me here?
Not now. Get dressed. You gotta get out of here fast.
Remember I said he tied that guy up back at the safe house? I get the feeling he's never tied someone up before. If he had, he might know that you tie the guy's hands behind him so he can't do that. The warning will come too late, and Nelson will escape back to the sea view with Anna.
There's some trouble.
Anton, how is he?
Better than we expected.
Please, I must see him.
You better get some rest first. I'll speak to the doctor. We'll get you in as soon as possible.
I'll have one of the men show to your quarters.
Welcome home, Admiral. You must be on a Irving.
Whoa, we all caught that look, right? She knows him. What's that about? And I don't like to put it this way, but the fact is, from here, the episode is going to lapse into a cycle of Vale trying to get in to kill Koslow and something or someone interrupting him every time. It gets repetitive, and I'm probably going to skip over a lot of it.
Where is she? She will not go and leave me alone.
She didn't. She's quite a girl. You know, she wouldn't leave until she was sure there'd be somebody right here looking after you.
Someone other than Mr. Parker, apparently. When he offered, she flatly refused to the point of getting angry at him. I told you she knows him. I'm not sure why she hasn't said anything.
See, so much fuss was made when I wouldn't leave without her. Where in all this world you find a girl like Anna?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I used to feel the same way about a cute little nurse from Toledo.
Oh?
And then my hospital insurance ran out.
The answer to that problem is to do what I did, marry the nurse. Parker's latest attempt to kill Koslow is interrupted by an urgent call to come to the radio room.
There's an urgent message for you from Washington, Mr. Parker.
Use this microphone.
Come in 8KR24. Repeat, come in 8KR24.
This is 8KR24. Come in, Seaview.
There they are, Admiral.
It's all yours, Mr. Parker.
Our spy is in trouble, and he knows it. He'll try to bluff the best he can.
Come in, Warren. Number 3, Special Unit 731 requests additional information. Boston, Triple Charlie. Repeat, Boston, Triple Charlie.
Chicago, Orange, 89. Chicago, Orange, 89.
They'll ask him to repeat that stuff, and they know that's not Parker. One of them hops onto the teletype and sends a separate message to the Seaview.
Perhaps you better add a sign-off.
But I'm not finished yet.
You're wrong. You're very much finished.
You're not coming in clearly, Captain.
What I'm trying to tell... Stop him! Stop him!
He was studying blueprints of the boat, and he told the general he has his escape routes all figured out. They're underwater. Escape to where? His plan seems to be to hide in the ventilation system until he either starves or pees all over himself, I guess.
Miss Ravick, have you seen Parker?
No. What's going on?
Well, right now, all we know for sure is that Parker's not who he claims to be.
Anton!
No, he's all right. The guard has orders not to leave his post.
Oh, please, I must be with him.
All right, come on.
A search of every cabin, compartment, corridor, and cubbyhole in the place turns up nothing, so there's only one place he can be.
The ventilation system.
He'll send men into it at various points, then join the search himself. If they can corner this guy, they can take him. By the time the crew found him, he actually had peed all over himself. They had to replace the entire ductwork system to get rid of the smell. Vale has reached the sickbay and his target, but I don't think he's prepared for what he's seeing. I doubt that's a hefty dose of vitamin C. Looks like all he has to do is sit there and watch, and his mission is accomplished.
Now you must sleep and get all the rest you can.
Anna, always thinking of me. What would I have done without you?
Sleep now.
Anna, I want
No, no, not you.
You talked me, Anton. The party comes first. Death to the defectors!
Koslow starts yelling for help, and Vale knows what to do.
Help me! Help me!
Oh boy, she just might pull this off. Vale isn't about to say anything. They're both on the same mission.
You all right?
Yes.
I got the doctor up here on the double. Take care of him.
All right.
I'm sure she intends to. Now kindly move along so she can. Wild Bill Hickok, eat your heart out. That's that. Koslow will tell what he knows while he recovers from his heartbreak. Our two assassins will go to prison. Just to be mean, the Americans sent an uncoded message to our Russian general, thanking him for the great deal on the 2 for the price of 1 spy sale. The Kremlin was not amused.
I'm breathing underwater, I'm weightless through space. I'm soaring like an eagle all over this place. Creatures most will never see are waiting there to look at me, and all I gotta do is breathe underwater.
That's Anton. He has his escape. Slow down. He'll send man into the. Now say it right.